Yo, what's happening? Welcome to another episode of Hello SportsTech Live. So, looking fantastic as always. You might have noticed this space over there is empty. My dear friend Ron is traveling the world of sports tech. He was in Ibiza for a bunch of days working, and I think now he must have continued his journey to Madrid. So first he was at a conference, and now I believe he is giving a lecture in Madrid, spreading the word of the sports tech world to whoever is interested. Long story short, you guys have to deal with me today. So it is one of those times where I, again, would like to encourage you to ask some questions in the chat. I hope I will not miss them. If you have some, great. If not, I'm going to do my thing here and we will be done sort of quickly. Because, I mean, whenever somebody does it alone, it's a bit faster than if we have an interaction. Before we start, I quickly want to thank my man Alex Zorida for stepping in last week when Ron and myself were absent and we were traveling. Fantastic job there. I love the setup with the jerseys in the background. I really enjoyed that episode. So I think we should bring him in more often if possible. And yeah, speaking of that, and next week I will be traveling. I'm going to Switzerland to the Impulse Summit, one of my favorite sports and tech and innovation related events. I'm going to be there, and Ron is going to do the show alone. Maybe we should ask Alex if he joins him. Yeah, that's our setup. Besides that, we are in our peak season with our main company, SportsTech X. We're producing a big report these days, the Global SportsTech Venture Capital Report. So we're all over that report, and yeah, the days just don't seem long enough. After me rambling here for 3 minutes, let's dive into why we are actually here today. The top five sports tech news of the week. And we're gonna start with a topic that we don't cover so often. That's why I like that we have it today. We are speaking about a company which already has a fantastic name. They're called Dance Church. And as you can see here, they got funding. I love the picture and love the enthusiasm of that lady. Dance Church raised 4.7 million US dollar to get your booty back on the at least virtual dance floor. So reason enough for us to cover this topic, because we have not seen too many dance related startups. And I just want to show you their website, because I think also that one is really nicely made. Here's the Dance Church website. Their slogan is "Let it all out," like go nuts, move as much as you want. The question though is, what is Dance Church? It is virtual dance classes, and a little bit like Peloton and others that you know, I mean, just without the hardware. You can have those classes on demand, so whenever you have time, or you can join some live classes where you have your instructors, where you have a community, and dance with a bunch of people to get as close as like dancing in the real life. What I did not find yet, but maybe I did not have enough time to browse their website accurately, is to find out how much it actually costs. I mean, if you guys are on their website, if you figure it out, feel free to let me know. But still wanted to show it to you because I think the concept is pretty cool. I also don't know if there are any leaderboards and all of that, like the typical gaming mechanisms. But if they are not there, I would actually appreciate that, because I think we have a lot, maybe enough of all those comparisons and leaderboards and ladders and all that. This one here just seems to be about the joy of dancing. And yeah, as you can see, there are a bunch of dance classes with different topics, different instructors or teachers. And here you see people dancing in their living room and all that. And two things that I have to mention. For example, one thing is if I click here, let's say I wanna do the ice cold punch with Michael Arellano. If I click Go Dance, it says, we're sorry, because I'm not in the United States, I will not be able to listen to the music. So it seems to be some copyright topic there. So it seems to be rather a US-based solution as of now. I'm sure it's going to change. And the other thing is what I really liked. Let's see if I find it. I'm not sure if I remember where it was. Somewhere here. Somewhere. Of course, I will not find it right now. I think it was here. Yes. There is a section which describes you exactly how to prepare your space. I guess it's about, I don't know, not messing up, I don't know, your apartment, your living room, not, I don't know, punching any friends, family members, partners, not destroying, or dogs like we saw in that picture, or I don't know, not falling into some plants or whatnot. So you want to make sure that you have your space, and also I think it's also about preparing yourself for those classes. And when in doubt, just dance. Lovely solution. Wanted to kick it off with this positive topic as the number one for today. Moving on to topic number 2. This is one of the things I don't like when I am alone, that I feel like I don't have enough time to switch from topic to topic and have to bridge it in some way. What is this? It is about robot writers who produce sports content, and found this article on Sportico, fantastic website with sports, tech, business, all of that news. And what is that about? So there is a company called DataScribe who has focused on that topic. And if you go through that article, I mean, it doesn't have much visualization or anything here, but I'll try to summarize that for you. When you read that article, and maybe I should also show you the website from DataScribe, it tells you that it's actually not a new thing. So robots used to write sports-related content. It has been used, for example, I mean, it's heavily used in the financial industry, because stock market developments and all that can be very precisely described with an artificial intelligence, because, I mean, you can say, okay, a certain stock price went up or went down, and that happened. So it's very clear what needs to be written there. However, with sports, it's a bit more complicated. And for example, a robot writer could write an article about a game and could say this happened then and here and there, because you also have lots of data for games. So you can say, okay, in the 15th minute, player so-and-so got the yellow card. In the 27th, a goal happened with the assist from la la la. But what a robot writer often does not catch is like the context. So there are certain scenes, like spectacular scenes, something out of the ordinary that needs to describe by a real person. So that is a tricky field. However, so they were still used, and often in minor leagues where also like the demand was not so high. So that has been done before, and now the solutions are getting better and better and better. And let's quickly go on the DataScribe website. So it's high quality content automation with a bunch of different solutions. So really interesting company. And as you can already see here, I mean, they're highly focused, or they have a specific field for sports as well. And while in the past, companies have used it to cut some costs, like they didn't need to hire a writer, now those solutions are getting so good and so smart that actually media companies use it to broaden their offering. So instead of saying, okay, we have a certain offering that needs to be cheaper, they invest in a solution like this, and then it can write about a variety of different things in sports. And it also goes into the area of sports book operators, so into the betting field where certain content can be produced, because also or sports betting is a highly data-driven field. So that automated content production can be very well used in that field specifically. So why I'm telling you this? Because whenever in the future you might read an article about a game, or I don't know, some some content around sports betting. You cannot be sure anymore if it's done by a real person or maybe a robot. And I just see that there is something in the chat. Joe, loyal listener or watcher of our show. He's saying, I think the best and realest robot writers don't like to self-identify as robots. At least that's what they tell me. Do we know one didn't write this article? Exactly. You never know. That is true, Joe. Do you know that I'm a real person? Maybe I'm deep fake tech or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm Ron and he's just wearing my mask or has some filter. You never know. The future will be full of confusion, but also cool stuff if you operate a media company and if those writers actually do a good job. That is topic number 2. Let me see what is number 3. This one is the one where I have to switch between tabs the most. There was an interesting article. Where do I have it? Wait a sec. Here. Loading. Yeah. Fantastic. I might have switched the order that I wanted to do here, but all good. Josh Allen. He had a fabulous last season. He seems to be even more confident this season. And the Buffalo Bills are doing amazing this year if you follow the NFL. And thanks, Joe. Joe says that he accepts us either way, and we're doing great work. Thank you. Appreciate it. So Joe Allen, he almost seems like a robot to make that connection there. Ron will laugh about this, but he's not here, so I can say what I want. So Josh Allen, fabulous season for the Buffalo Bills last season. Even better, this one looking really good. Might be a contender for at least the Super Bowl, if not the title. And he's a quarterback for those who don't know that. And as you can see from this SportsTech article, he embraces technology to transform himself from loose cannon, because especially his first season, he didn't do good, and maybe a 3D MVP. And I don't want to go too much into detail, but what I wanted to show you is that, and I think it's somewhere in the article, that he has a quarterback whisperer who he started working with, Jordan Palmer. And that guy introduced Allen to a football technology whisperer. So maybe, I don't know, at some point I'm going to be a sports tech whisperer. I'm going to change my job title to this. What did this whisperer guy, Chris Hess, do? So he introduced a bunch of different solutions to Josh. And basically what they all do is measure the hell out of what he does. One of the solutions is Dairy Motion that captures his motion, as the name already indicates. Then he also used dual force plates from AMTI. And then it gets interesting because he also uses, I don't know if you know TrackMan. I'm quickly gonna go there. TrackMan is actually for baseball, and as you can see, it measures how you swing the bat, and again your movement. But as the article says, let me quickly find this. TrackMan is normally used to determine metrics such as the exit velocity and spin rate of baseball hitters and pitchers, respectively. But the guy that we just talked about, the tech whisperer, did not own a football with an RFID chip inside, but he then used TrackMan instead to track what Josh Allen was doing with the football. And I think this is pretty cool because he just used what he had. That's an amazing approach to this. And then he used all that data, like from all those solutions that I just showed you. And this company, Biometric, I think it's Chris Hess's own company. He then put all that data into this model that his company creates. Let me see there. There's some fancy pictures and articles here, and then assessed Josh Allen's movements, performance, and used that to make him a better player. And now he's doing great. And that's basically what this article is about, how Josh Allen used all of those tech solutions that are actually not meant, they were not meant to be used together, but somehow this genius guy, Chris, has used all of them, put them into his company's whatever he calls his data machine there, and use this to produce a world-class quarterback. I find this amazing. All right, moving away from baseball to basically every other, from football to basically every other major US league. It's a small article, short article, but we still wanted to mention it to you. It is about the MLB, the NBA, and the NHL potentially launching a streaming service together. While this is probably not like deepest sports tech, it's still important because you, as somebody who might consume that sport, might get a pretty cool offering at some point. I, for example, I use the NFL Game Pass, so I have a season ticket. I can watch every game from the NFL. But there are thoughts to have a joint service, streaming service from MLB, NBA, and NHL, which I find amazing because I have not seen such a cross-league approach yet. And then you can potentially watch all of them in, as the article says, in 21 markets. I'm wondering what those 21 markets are. Let me just quickly see if there's something. Can't find it yet. I'm not sure if what they also said in this article is that you don't need your cable subscription anymore, so it's very US focused, but you can switch to the service and then watch all of them. So I would really hope that this service would open up to the international market as well, and would let us know, let us watch all those sports together. Really powerful package in my opinion. Like I said, quick, short, nice news there to also keep you updated on what is potentially coming down the road. And then there was one more news that I also enjoyed very much. It is about Uefa partnering with WallJam. That is a UK-based company that we know for a while. We've seen them at different events. And they are going to open Champions League themed gaming venues. We're going to check out their solution in a minute. I'm going to show you a video. But just to explain it to you up front, WallJam has created a system that is called Metrix, which is basically an interactive wall, which is going to put in those centers. So it's basically entertainment centers. And you can play probably alone, even better with your friends. And you have to fulfill certain tasks. And let me quickly show you their video. And I hope I'll turn off the sound here. 1 sec. Yeah, sound is off. Yeah. So fancy looking, right? So you go into the center, the Metrix center. You check in, you get this I don't know, sort of bracelet or whatever, wristband here, and then you can just go and exercise. And as you can see, you have to hit certain spots, you get different tasks, you have your own ID with your scores, like the obviously popular FIFA player card style. And yeah, it's a proper competition, and yeah, some sponsors obviously are involved as well. And yeah, this looks pretty cool. And let me just quickly, while you watch this video, check where they're gonna open this. I think I've seen it somewhere. No, I don't find any details anymore. I thought, here it says UEFA plans to open several more locations across Europe. And I think they had one in London. Yeah, in the Westfield London shopping center. Yeah, so expect that to be spread all over Europe. I mean, UEFA, first and foremost, is focusing on the European market, but it's so easy to imagine that those centers will be opened probably all over the world at some point, and you have some nice entertainment going on. So I like this. It looks like fun. You can bring your friends, have a good time. So I can't wait to actually test this myself. And of course, beat Ron in it. And I just seen that Joe is busy in that chat. Wait, what did he write? You know how much you know much about what technology and protocols they use. I have idea with computer vision or what you mean. Is that back to the previous topic, Joe, or do you mean with Metrix football? You probably mean this one, I would assume. Let me check. Yeah, you just wrote it. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, it's comparable to this this other company that we probably all know, Fun with Balls, who now renamed, and they always had a camera that basically located what has happened. So I think the screen itself was not smart or touch sensitive, but I'm not entirely sure. But let me quickly go on their website. Let me see if I find this here. About us. Yeah, there are 5 core games. You've probably seen that in the video while I was talking. No details here, but we can also check out the WallJam page. So this is the main company behind this. All right. I like loud music. Technology. Let's look here. The walls are able to measure speed, power, and accuracy, which would then mean that they do not necessarily need a camera. Oh wow, here it gets tricky. Yeah, here it says wall sensors. So indeed, the wall. I'm amazed that I just found this. It makes me look so professional here. But I was just lucky I didn't know that this is here. So if I'm correct, I don't see any camera in this overview. So it seems like the wall itself is smart, which I like, by the way. It is built in. Not sure what it means for maintenance, but yeah, it solves some issues, and yeah, makes it. I think it makes it simpler. I'm sure there are also reasons why this is not the ideal scenario, but having a smart sensor-based wall, in my opinion, is good. Yeah, you're welcome, Joe. Thanks for asking. It feels like at least I'm talking to someone here. Again, to everybody else there, feel free to ask something if there is something that you would like to know. Yeah, so this was the top topic of the week. We're almost at the end of the session, but there was one thing that you probably anyways have seen, but I just wanted to mention it to you. It is more like an add-on, a plus one. Have you seen this one here? It is Spanish and is, I think, who was behind it? Was it, wait a sec. I have to find this. I can already tell you it's the Balloon World Cup. And I remember that one Spanish player was behind. Gerard Piqué, of course. So talking about new sports, one new sport that has emerged this year is intense, is this one here, my friends. The Balloon World Cup. I don't have the matching. Oh, I do have the caption here. It might look crazy, and yeah, they have rebuilt like a living room or whatever. And the goal is not to let the balloon touch the ground. And this is the first World Cup final, I think, in which Peru beat us Germans. I'm deeply satisfied that we're not the first Balloon World Cup champions. Just saying, like, there are so many opportunities out there with a bunch of new sports, and one of them is as simple as this. While this is not tech, I mean, the way of capturing it pretty much almost looks like an automatic camera. I think there's not much movement there. And streaming this, having those overlays, building a community and all of that, there are some tech angles that come in. And I find this entertaining. Not sure if I watch this often, or I don't know, but it's new, it's funny. Are there sponsors involved yet? Yes, I mean this car in the middle is obviously a sponsor, and yeah, maybe you can even bet on the Balloon World Cup. I don't know. It's just a little +1 for the end of the show because I was expecting that I have a bit of time left, so I brought that one as well. This is all I wanted to talk about this week. Top 5 news from the world of sports and technology. One add-on with the Balloon World Cup. No Ron, but Joe jumping in with his comments, highly appreciated. And next week, you're going to see Ron, not myself. And maybe, I don't know, we can ask Alex, maybe he can jump in again. I'm going to clarify this after the show. Thanks for being with me, sticking with me, all of you guys. Have a good day and see myself in 2 weeks and Ron next week.